Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Just Breathe Live. And it is actually quite recent. The last one was 2 weeks ago. And here I am again with our monthly Just Breathe Live. I want to start by thanking all of you who are watching and who will be watching. Thank you for joining me for these enlightening moments where wisdom is shared around our evolutionary path, our expansion of consciousness, around the breath. Obviously, that's why it's called Just Breathe, and all of its wonderful properties and treasures, and really about our journey beyond illusion, beyond limitation, into the absolute true freedom that is our core essence, and how that core essence can infuse the human experience, creating a whole new reality, a whole new landscape, a whole new earth for each one who chooses to go that way, the way of one's essence. So, I don't know who's on the other side. Anyway, I am gonna kick this off as usual with hello, Sandra, with a short, compassionate breath moment where we come into tune with each other. And then I will move on into the themes I would like to share today. So, hi, Ida. So, I invite you to please get comfortable. So, if you can lean back, if you can lie back, whatever serves you best in the way, in the place where you are, please do so. And I invite you to close your eyes and to just take in that sweet, sweet breath. Always inhaling through the nose, and then in your own time, exhaling through the nose as well. Just allowing that breath to come in gently, to fill you gently. And you can really, really be aware of the warm embrace it is each time it enters your body, and also when it exits. So, taking in that air, really receive it. And stay in it. Just allow it to sink in as you yourself sink in into your core, into this now moment. And whatever thoughts may be coming through, just let them pass with no resistance and no attachment. Just allow this flow naturally, sweetly and softly. Allowing yourself to settle into that candid, safe space within you where you are in touch with your wisdom, your knowingness, where there is trust, expansiveness, where you behold the beauty of all that is in all of creation. Now, from that very serene space within you, just very gently start getting ready to awaken, to open your eyes, because you are awake, but it's a way of expressing. Now, in a place of openness, balance within you. So, I've got several themes that are related to each other that I'd like to expand upon today. And one of them could have the title of that Pink Floyd song, Shine On, You Crazy Diamond. Do you know it? Well, shine on, you crazy diamond, you wild diamond, you beautiful diamond, you magnificent diamond. Shine on. And why am I bringing this up right now? As you know, there is no time like this time, like now. Anytime, there is no time like this time, like this now. To realize that nothing that may be happening in your own personal life or in the more global sphere can keep on being allowed to give you the impression that maybe you should dim your light down a little bit in order not to create too many waves, in order not to, um, how can we say, not to challenge those that come in touch with you, in order for others not to feel maybe somehow triggered or um, somehow less than who they are. Because, ultimately, it is when you stop that game of dimming down your light on account of others that you realize and you laugh out loud within yourself that only provided them with them dimming down their own light. Nothing else. And when you allow the full force of your superhero qualities, of your sheer magnificence, and it is really, I'm not just using words here. I would like to invite you to really feel this. When you allow that fully, no matter who there is in your life at the moment that might feel um, challenged by that, or that might not even see you in your full magnificence, it doesn't matter. You have come in this lifetime to reach this point of consciousness. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here listening to this in this moment. So we wouldn't be sharing this same consciousness in this moment. You came precisely to remove the stoppers, to remove the dimmers, to remove the veils, to remove all of the illusions created so far in order to be able to live duality. You came to remove all of that enabled you to live duality as dual, so that now you can partake in duality, participate in it without perceiving it as dual, just as one whole that has different flavors to it. And so are you. You are one whole that has different flavors to it. And if you're removing the main ingredient, you will keep on somehow believing somewhere in you that you are not enough. You will keep on believing in limitation. You will keep on believing in all of the things you needed to believe in order to experience duality as dual, in order to experience separation. And you came this time to be able to experience reunion, to be able to experience wholeness, to be able to really, really feel honored for being human and, of course, divine, or we could say a divine human, having human experiences from a whole new perspective, a whole new point of consciousness. It's no longer the time to dim your light because you're aware of it. And once you become aware of it, the energy you put into dimming it down takes up a lot of space in your freedom to manifest the reality you truly are longing for, you truly know is you. So, as long as that effort to shine just a little bit less is happening, a whole lot of other things can't happen. So you might be saying, I've had enough of this and I really want this to happen. I really want this to manifest and so on. And it sort of becomes frustrating because it's not happening, not happening. Well, probably you're dimming down your light. You are not allowing the full radiance to come out because somehow you are giving fear more energy, more attention, more power over you than the knowingness of who you truly are. It is no longer the time to pretend you are not that radiant superhero. I like to put it in those terms because once we start allowing that radiance to really shine out, there are things that do seem superhuman, that do seem very supernatural, beyond normal, beyond what we thought was possible as a human being. And I'm not talking about crossing walls or stuff like that. Maybe we usually tend to have this connotation that only those really, really transcendent things would be superhuman. But no, they can be really simple things, really simple things. Like being able to accept a certain thing so fully that you've been going around in circles with it, and at some point it just no longer bothers you anymore. And you are really able to compassionately embrace it completely. That is a superpower. One of the greatest ones. Like being able to realize how honored and honorable you are, and to really respect your energy, and to really be able to discern when you are not doing so, and then to really simply adjust and be kind and gentle to yourself at all times. That is a superpower. And there are so many more that we usually discount as not really, you know. And then you have your own unique ones, your own unique superpowers, which are unique unto you because they are a result of the sum total of all of your experiences, be they physical or non-physical, but from an integrated perspective. And that's where you get the, the golden elixir. And so that sum total is unique to you, to your experiences, to your journey. And so then you have some certain skills, some certain things that you don't even realize are not so common, because to you they're very, very natural because it's your thing. And those are superpowers. So there's a whole lot of things to be aware of, yes, and to allow once you start allowing your light to shine. And yes, it might be a little bit challenging for some of the people in your life, and some of them will not really be able to be in your presence and they will move on, and others will come into your life that love that radiance and that are so much more in tune with you and that are ready to play with you in that free space that you have become. So, again, I repeat, shine on, you crazy diamond. Shine on. Now, another thing that is related to that and that I'd like to share is also that if there are things in your life that you're holding space for, that you're keeping in place because you somehow um, think you need them or whatever, and but on the other hand there is a kind of there is not a correspondence with those things, situation, people, whatever. It doesn't correspond, so you're holding space for something, but there is a resistance of that, whatever it is. Could be a person, could be an activity, a job, it could be, I don't know, things that need to move out of your life that are sort of pushing in the other direction, and you keep on holding space. What you're doing is really wasting your energy, and you're keeping it stuck in that for whatever purpose, because of course you did that for a while, and if it's a person, for instance, in your life, it's fine that you did that for a while. You were giving that whatever experience, could be a friendship, could be a relationship, a more intimate one, could be even with your children, it could be a job, a colleague, whatever. It doesn't matter. You've been giving it a chance, but at some point, if the correspondence is not happening, if there is a resistance always pulling in the other direction, there comes a breaking point where you just have to let go, stop holding space for that. And all of a sudden you realize, whoa, everything becomes lighter, more open, and all of that. And you realize how much easier it is to manifest and all that. And that's only because of the energy you were holding for that was huge, because there was something creating resistance. And this also happens inside. Okay, it doesn't only happen, obviously, with people and situations in your life, it happens with your aspects and your beliefs. So as long as you're sort of, okay, kind of trying to hold on to a certain belief system, to a certain behavior, to certain fear or whatever, and keep on getting stuck with it, the more energy you're putting into it. And so you're just holding space. But that thing is pulling in the other direction. That's why it pulls you out of you, right? The moment you let go, and letting go can mean stop judging it. Letting go can mean stop believing in it. Letting go can mean stop feeling frustrated about it. The moment you let go, a lot of space opens within yourself. A lot of space. So if by any chance you've been feeling that you need to change something, whatever, and let's imagine that you've been feeling you need to leave a certain activity that gives you money, and you're afraid of leaving it because you're afraid that you won't have the money afterwards, but you've been feeling and sensing, and inside of you it's very clear, no, it's time to leave this, because otherwise you can't open space for whatever the new thing is that is supposed to be coming into your life. So once you leave it, all of the new starts cascading into your life, and you realize, oh my God, this is so much more than that which I was afraid of leaving. And it's incredible how much we believe in this in order to avoid this, when this is who we truly are. So that's another point I'd like to leave here. And I've experienced that multiple times in my life. And yeah, Joanna is also sharing she's experiencing this a lot lately. And definitely we have also um, discussed this and shared about it. And yeah, it's incredibly liberating. So it's not out of so when you feel you're supposed to let go of something or that, it's not because you're angry at it or anything. It's just because you feel it's sapping, it's sucking up your energy. And in your sovereignty, there's no more space for that. Right, Matea, thank you for sharing that you play every day with that superpower. Yeah, yeah, it is a game changer for all involved, truly. And then the last point I'd like to touch today is that, some of us come in as a giver, and some come in as takers, and I'd like to expand a little bit more about that. So there is a lot around this theme, and so this your essence or our essence is an infinite wellspring of abundance, and it's always providing, and we are that infinite fountain that is always giving, but that is always done in perfect balance. So there has to at some point be the receiving as well. So the giving and the receiving are intrinsic to each other. For instance, in my experience, many years ago, a lot of my giving was in order to receive or to get what I thought I didn't have. um, and then I realized that I had all of my receiving shut down because I was afraid of the consequence of receiving, because there was this experience and belief that when we receive, we have to give something in exchange that maybe we don't really want to give or open hand of, because there's been so much abuse in our human experiences. And then, of course, through looking at my darkness and all of those beliefs as well, and those experiences, and the moments where I was the taker, and all of these things, um, I came to a point of really opening up to receiving all that I am. So that's the main receiving all that I am. And so if we're constantly receiving our wholeness, there is no way we cannot be constantly giving, because it's a wellspring. It just cannot be covered up. So what happens when you realize, so at some point, sometimes there has to be a rebalancing of that wellspring of giving. Um, it's simple. It just happens naturally. You really don't need to do anything about it. Um, it just balances out, and some people change in your life. They change themselves, or they actually move out, or situations change, things happen that provide that balancing of energy. But there's no point thinking, oh my God, I've got to stop giving for some reason, because it's our intrinsic nature, that eternal wellspring. And as you are receiving constantly your wholeness, that's what you give into life. It's a natural thing. So there's no way to stop that. And the balancing, it happens as you respect and honor yourself all the time. That's how the balancing happens. So if you're aware of honoring and respecting yourself, the balancing will always happen. Right? Some incarnate with the taker kind of signature, and the taker comes into the lifetime in order to experience lack and to always be in a position of taking, because he or she thinks that they do not have enough to give and that everyone else has much more, and so they have to take. But that is an experience um, of an experience of duality that those people are living. Maybe it will shift in that lifetime, or it will take more lifetimes to shift. And we've all also experienced that, no matter where we are at right now. So we've experienced all of the shades of giving and taking. The point is, from the standpoint of the essence, giving is a given. It cannot be so. You see, it's that flow. It's that natural flow. So it's not about thinking, oh, how much you're giving or whatever. And then there's another challenge with this, because once you come into this wholeness and you're constantly receiving your wholeness, and therefore that's what you give, provide, are. Of course, sometimes it can be overwhelming to people around you, because there's so much, and sometimes they're not prepared to receive so much, and sometimes they feel that no that I mean that they can't match the amount of giving that you are. But that is precisely what triggers the people in your life to go deeper into themselves, in order to find that wellspring that they too are, in order to receive even more of their wholeness, and to realize that they are constantly also then in that space of giving, and therefore they stop feeling overwhelmed by you, or they move away because they can't take so much of that glow, of that, they can't receive so much at a point, and they go on their journey for whatever purpose, which is perfect for them, until maybe sometime they come back into your life or so when they're prepared for more. So it's important, as you are shining on, to realize that you walk this path alone, for you, within you. And it's not about who moves in or moves out, who can stand your radiance, who can stand your abundance. It's about you just keeping on being whole. So don't try and not be for the sake of having company or being understood or whatever, because at the end of the day, no one walks your path but you. So some can walk your path with you, but they are walking their own path as well. And in total compassion for yourself, you understand that it is essential to walk your path no matter what, irrespective of your family, your children, your spouses, your whatever. It doesn't matter. It's you walk your own path. And some will walk with you temporarily, others will walk with you longer, others will not. It doesn't matter. Shining on implies knowing that your path is yours and yours only. And you can't kind of adjust it, adjust your light radiance, adjust your abundance, your free opening, giving, whatever, adjust your receptivity. You can't do that in the sense that you can't be less for the sake of anything or anyone. Otherwise, what you're radiating into the world is more lack, more experience of duality, more experience of separation, instead of what you came for, which is to experience for yourself first and foremost freedom from limitation, freedom from the limitation of separation. So as you realize that there is no separation, then there is no giving and receiving, there's only one. And everything adjusts to that. So these are the things I had to share with you today. You can, if you'd like, type in the comments anything you'd like to share, and we are gonna do another compassionate breath moment, practice, whatever, precisely to feel that flow of abundant radiance, giving yourself into the wholeness as the wholeness is received and gives to you. Thank you, Mateja. Thank you. It's an experience, an ongoing experience, really, and sometimes it does get challenging. And at this point where there is so much turmoil and change going on, I believe it's a really, really important time to remember these things and to stay very firmly within this knowingness that we are here to be whole. Thank you, my dear sisters, sister and sisters. All right, so I'm gonna invite you again to close your eyes and take a sweet deep breath. Well, Matea, yeah, that's why it's shine on you. Shine on, you crazy diamond. Okay, sorry to interrupt our breathing moment. Okay, so comfortably sitting or lying with your eyes closed, I invite you to breathe deeply through your nose. And allow your breath to fill you, to fulfill you. And I'd like to invite you to allow yourself to perceive the breath as just one. The in breath and the out breath coming together. It's just one, not two instances, but one with different flavors. Like a sushi roll or something that you enjoy eating that has different layers of flavor. To gradually expand this sense of just one to the physical and non-physical, to the human and divine. Really breathing in the blend. Allowing the blend to be so natural, so tangible. So beautiful. The many flavored magnificence of you. Exquisite, the sensuality of all of those flavors blended in one. And so this is you, dear one. Oh, such creative beauty in each breath, in each moment. And I'd like to take this moment to share my gratitude with you. For you are part of the multi-layered beauty of me, just so as I am part of the multi-layered beauty of you. For there are no others for each one of us. Thank you. This is why we chose to come in together at the same time, to be able to remind each other, hey, shine on, shine on. Switch on the floodlights. Step onto your stage. And be that superstar that you are. Nothing to hold back. No pretending to be less than all that you are. Thank you. So if you'd like to open your eyes and yeah, it's a pretty amazing journey. And Just Breathe Life will be towards the end of the month, next month of November. So it will be a while from now till the next time. And meanwhile, oh boy, just shine on, shine on. Thank you very much. And yeah, this is the regular thing, you know. Yeah, you guys, if you don't know what's going on, just check out my website, InPassionCoaching.com, and you'll find out whatever events, activities are there on the InPassion Creations page. There's all of the offerings, and there's a lot of also free resources on the free resources page. The calendar page also has information, and it is a pleasure and an honor to play together. So thank you very much for being with me on this journey. And see you around. Some of you I will see very soon, others I won't, but we will nevertheless remain in each other's lives because we chose to come at the same time for this purpose. So thank you. All my love, and let's play and shine on.